Wanting to work with Providence on properly designing their expansion for 4 years now. Unfortunately, from the very, very beginning, they promised that everything will be okay, but they refused to actually sit down and discuss any aspect of the project itself, and they're creating safety nightmares more than they're solving them. They're not addressing the health needs of the community. They're building on a street that's too narrow. They're not solving parking and issues. The highly advanced air filtration system on the hospital is not adequate, according to what California needs to put a hospital next to a freeway. There are a myriad of problems they've refused to address. And the way they've done it, they've been very consistent from day one. They have said, we will do whatever is required by the city. And unfortunately, they've been right in that the city has helped them avoid and bypass California state law. And the judge disagrees. The judge says it needs an EIR. The city needs to go back and make a proper vote.
Yeah, I mean, the parking issue has always been a problem here, even before they started construction. Hospital workers used to park here and they'd walk all the way across the street to park here. But it's always been a problem. Got a cone right here that I put in front of my BMW so that I don't have people parking here. And I see a lady over here with what looks like a nurse's outfit. So I mean, essentially, parking was a problem to begin with. And now this is, you know, even further.
I mean, there's always traffic on Rinaldi, but I guess more so now in the...
I hope you do something about the parking. They're doing things backwards. I don't want to say it, but what these people can do. What I'm worried about is the parking. It's going to be terrible. It's already terrible. I get all these cars up and down the street here. Sometimes I can't even get into my driveway without maneuvering around. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why not do a parking structure first, then do the other? And I'm just wondering where they're going to put their helicopter pad, because it doesn't seem like they should keep it in the same area with their emergency room over here. And with the helicopters coming over now, the whole house shakes. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
As far as the permit goes, but as far as being a resident here and being affected by the traffic and the noise, it definitely is a concern. I mean, they do start, I don't know what time they're supposed to start, but they are usually hear the first hammer anytime after around 6:30 or so in the morning. They also, on Saturdays too, it's a concern. I mean, I just think they need to have, courtesy to the homeowners as it is. I mean, traffic is, having the high school, my son goes to Alamany High School, and once this once the hospital goes up, there'll be more traffic as well. And it's going to be a burden to us all here. I mean, hospital definitely is needed, but as far as the construction goes, they need to start on time, be courteous, and after 9 o'clock.
Well, I think they should consider the community more and notify us about construction and what's going to be going on in the community as far as traffic, noise, pollution, stuff like that. I mean, there is a lot of traffic in the mornings. A lot of the guys cross the street in the middle of the street where they have a crosswalk, all the people that are working there. And a lot of them park in the little community here. And it takes, the parking away from the residents. And I just feel they should have sent out some kind of notice that they were going to be doing that.
They should follow the judge's disorder. Otherwise, we're all going to be in trouble. It's for our own good. It's the law. This is a country of laws. We have to go by the Constitution.
Okay.
What's wrong is wrong, right is right.
I'm out here because I feel that the hospital should be someplace else, not here in a community where people live at, and it's very hard getting in and out with the traffic at day and night, and the ambulance and the helicopters flying over. This is a neighborhood that should remain to be a neighborhood, not an expanded hospital in a neighborhood. Very much so, but they should be in a proper place, and this is not the proper place for some concern.
The structure is in code with all the city measures, and pretty much just in code with every guidelines and forms and whatnot.
Yeah, concerned about that environment too, because it's a safety for, especially for the kids, the children, and that's one thing. And for everybody live around here, that's one. And parking is another thing that will bother me too when people. I could see it, some from time to time people come to park here that I don't know them, I never seen them before, so it must be overflowed from the hospital there. Hopefully they're too safety. Because we live here in the earthquake country, so.
I mean, I like the expansion because you get more help in the hospital. But if they're not going to do their part of the deal and find out if it's going to be safe or not for people that are going to be in the hospital, then what's the point of expansion? As far as we know, it could fall off, any day. There could be like a hole that just come out of nowhere, and traffic. I mean, it's going to probably pick up more right here. So. It's good, but if they don't do everything right, it's not going to be good for the community.
Está peligroso para los terremotos, porque hay mucho tráfico en la tarde cuando salen.
Sí. Vivo aquí por 22 años. Hoy tenemos problema con el tráfico, porque no encuentran parqueaderos del hospital y vienen se parquean aquí. Pues va a haber mucha contaminación. Aparte de que como parquean muchos carros se empieza a llenar de basura y todo eso.
To the hospital. Well, I just know before this expansion, even now, people park on our street, so it's definitely unsafe to have people who aren't living in our neighborhood. This is our private neighborhood. For people that come from they're going to the hospital, they want to park here for the free access, number one, and because it's walkable distance, and they don't have to deal with the construction, and neither do we, just as much as they don't. But I just feel that it's unsafe to have these strangers parking in our driveway. In our neighborhood. It does affect our neighborhood, If anything were to happen to our house, we would, definitely blame it on them. I know today was the shake up or whatever it was called, and they basically had an example showing us what the traffic would be like. It's terrible. We wouldn't be able to get to our house if there was an earthquake. There's only one access, the hospital. There's a street further past the storage that they could open up, but still, there's only one street. And I don't know, the traffic's already terrible as it is. I'm trying to make a left or a right, it's terrible.